All right, let's dive into the revolutionary world of Maria Montessori. This deep dive is based on some fantastic research by Dr. Sudheendra S G, and it's really a message for all the educators and students out there. To get it, we need to go back in time. I want you to picture it. Rome, the early 1900s. Change is in the air, and the entire world of education is about to get completely shaken up by one incredible woman.
And this quote, wow, it just says it all, doesn't it? This is the heart of her entire philosophy. It's not about just cramming facts into a kid's head. Nope. It's about seeing every child as this rich, fertile ground, already full of potential. Our job is just to plant the seeds and let their own amazing imagination do the work. So radical for her time and just as powerful today.
So this is the big question she posed, the one that flips everything on its head. It challenges pretty much everything we assume about school. Forget the top-down instruction manual. She came up with this wild alternative. What if our main job was just to create the right environment, and then get out of the way and just watch what happens?
To really get her vision, you've got to understand her. See, Montessori's journey didn't start in a school. It actually began in the world of medicine, and that gave her this unique scientific way of looking at how children develop. I mean, think about how huge this was. In an age where women were barely even allowed in universities, she becomes a physician with honors. And her first patients, they weren't the children of wealthy families. They were kids in asylums, the ones society had basically given up on. And it was right there, by observing them with a doctor's eye, that her real mission sparked into life.
Now, she wasn't just pulling these ideas out of thin air. She was a brilliant synthesizer, you know? She was building on the work of other great thinkers who already believed that we learn through our senses. She saw this incredible potential in using hands-on materials to unlock a child's mind. And that idea, well, that became a cornerstone of her entire method.
Which brings us to the place where all this theory was finally put into practice. The Casa de Bambini, which just means children's house. This wasn't just a school, it was more like a living laboratory. A place where her revolutionary ideas were about to be tested and, as it turns out, proven right.
1907, that's the year. And what's just as important as when this happened is where. She didn't launch this in some fancy, wealthy neighborhood. No, she opened her first school in a poor district of Rome. She wanted to prove, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that every single child, no matter their background, has this deep inner drive to learn and to thrive.
She built this whole thing on a concept she called scientific pedagogy. And the idea is really cool. Instead of just following some rigid old curriculum, the teacher becomes more like a scientist, an observer. Their job is to prepare the perfect environment, set everything up just right, and then step back and let the child's own natural curiosity lead the way. It's education based on evidence, not just old assumptions.
Okay, so what does this all actually look like? How does it work day to day? Well, it's this delicate, brilliant balance she called freedom within limits. Let's break down the core principles that make a Montessori classroom feel so different.
I mean, just look at the contrast here. It's night and day, right? On one side, you've got a world of choice, teamwork, and genuine self-motivation. You have kids of different ages learning from each other. There are no loud bells telling you to stop what you're doing right when you're getting into it. Now compare that to the rigid, teacher-in-the-front structure we're all used to. It's a completely different way of thinking about learning, and honestly, about respecting the child.
These 5 pillars are what create that prepared environment. It all kicks off with giving kids the freedom to choose their own work, but, and this is key, that freedom happens inside a very structured and orderly space. They use these incredible hands-on materials, and you've got mixed age groups where older kids naturally help the younger ones. And the result? Kids are motivated by a real love of learning itself, not by chasing a good grade or avoiding a bad one.
But Montessori's vision didn't just stop at the classroom door. Oh no, it went way bigger. She developed this grand, holistic view of what it means to be human and, really, what our place is in the whole universe.
She saw life unfolding in these 4 distinct stages, or planes. Each chunk of 6 years has its own unique vibe and its own special needs. You go from the absorbent mind of early childhood, where you're just soaking everything up, to the reasoning mind of the elementary years. Her method is designed to adapt and support the child exactly where they are on that journey.
And that leads to this beautiful, profound idea of cosmic education. This was mainly for elementary-aged kids. The goal is to give them the big picture, to show them how history, biology, geology, language, it's all part of one huge, interconnected story. It's designed to spark this sense of wonder and a feeling of responsibility for our world.
And that very idea of interconnectedness,
It found a really powerful echo halfway across the world. As fate would have it, Montessori ended up in India, and that chapter would profoundly shape both her work and the future of education in India.
You know, her connection with India started long before she ever even went there. Visionaries like Rabindranath Tagore had already seen how her philosophy lined up with their own. And then, her forced stay in India during World War II, what could have been a huge setback, actually turned into this period of incredible growth and refinement for her ideas. It's amazing how things work out.
Her ideas really took root because Indian leaders saw them not as some foreign concept, but as a powerful tool for their own cultural renewal and nation building. From Gandhi to Tagore to other pioneers like Gijubai Bhattacharya, they all embraced Montessori's method as a path toward a more independent, thoughtful future for India.
So all of this brings us right here to today. Because this isn't just a history lesson. Montessori's work is a living, breathing thing that keeps evolving, and it has a direct message for every single educator and student listening to this right now.
Just look at these incredible modern examples. You've got Vidyavanam, a tribal school that's taking her principles and adapting them to a local context. You have public childcare centers in Karnataka adopting her methods. Her vision is alive, and it's building a bridge away from boring rote memorization toward learning that's meaningful, creative, and for everyone.
So for all the educators tuning in, this is your call to action. Trust the child, trust their inner drive. Your job is to prepare an environment that just sparks curiosity. And think big. Connect their learning to the grand story of our universe. That's how you inspire real wonder and responsibility.
And for the students, the message is simple, but it's so powerful. Your curiosity is your superpower. Use it. Follow what you're passionate about. The things you learn, the work you do, it isn't just for a test, it's the building blocks you're using to create a better, more peaceful, and more connected world.
And so we end right back where we started, with that image of a seed. Maria Montessori gave us the blueprint for how to nurture the incredible potential inside every child. Her work is done, so now the question is for us, in your classroom, in your own studies, in your community. How will you nurture those seeds of freedom?